Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Amy and I'm here with a Temu haul for you today. You guys, I goofed. I had some good stuff sitting in my Temu cart and I did not get it submitted in time to beat the import charges. So I'm really disappointed that a bunch of cool stuff that I wanted to get, I've either now got to look for it in local warehouse or it's just out of the question um, for the foreseeable future. So yeah, so I'm really, really disappointed about that. I believe Jason has a Temu order coming, but after that, I guess we'll be like everybody else switching over to local warehouse purchases. However, my goal, if I do that, is that I can find $30 worth of stuff from a single seller so that I don't have to pay. I don't know. What is it about the $2.99 shipping? I mean, shoot, now compared to the import charges, that is cheap. But there's just something about the idea of having to pay $2.99 shipping for every item unless you can get them all from the same seller that feels too much. So when I find something I like, local warehouse, I'm going into the shop to see if they've got other things. But what I'm finding is that it's either all of the same thing, right? If I find a purse I like, they pretty much only sell other purses and I don't really need to buy a bunch of purses, for example, or they're a small store and they don't have very much quantity. And I came across one that had mystery boxes, but in the description it was like, if you think this might cause you psychological damage, don't buy it. So in other words, if you think you're going to get upset by the piece of junk that you get in this mystery box, please don't buy it. So I thought that was funny, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do because I mean, I'm obviously going to switch over to buying stuff from local warehouse. I don't want to pay a $2.99 tax. I'm calling it a tax on every item I buy. Uh, I just don't want to spend my money that way, I guess. So yeah, so obviously with the tariff war going on, we don't know how long this will last. It could be permanent. It could be a few weeks. You never know. So I guess we'll just see. But there's still things I want to get on Temu. And right after that change happened, uh, I was only, like most of you, I was only seeing local warehouse things in my feed, or maybe it was like right before the change happened. And I was getting so frustrated, like, I don't want to buy a local warehouse. And then now that the tariffs are in place, now I'm seeing all the other stuff because they want me to spend the money on the import charges, I guess, because they're going to be losing a ton of business. Because I would imagine, wouldn't you think that the majority of Temu's business was still not local warehouse and still from China? So yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to watch. Obviously, for me, while I buy things that I use and wear and all that stuff, none of it's necessities. So it's not like, I'm buying groceries or toilet paper or that kind of stuff. So it's I know some people are really mad, and I'm kind of more sad because it was just fun. It was a fun experience to find things. And even though the prices overall had been climbing, like I said earlier, it still was, for me, the stuff I was looking at was still cheaper on Temu. So yeah, so I guess we'll see. But I'll either be buying stuff from the local warehouse or I'll be buying my stuff from somewhere else, and guess you'll see what I get. But this light is kind of obnoxious, isn't it? Let me kind of get that out of the way. Sorry, I've cut my tablet angle just a little bit different, so you're getting that light. But anyway, so how's it going? This is Tuesday, Temu Tuesday, and you guys, I was blown away this weekend when I got a notification. I'm subscribed, text subscribed to the post office because I have a post office box, and I've just at some point in time I've gone in there, and if I'm sending, if anything related to my address is going through the postal system package wise, I get text messages. So I got a text message that I had a package in a parcel box because it was too big to fit in my post office box. And I'm like, what could this be? I don't think anybody has asked me to review anything. And even when they do, I usually will give them my real address so that it comes to the house. And I've got a bunch of medication that's now gets shipped to me from all over the country. But again, I didn't give them my post office box, so I couldn't figure out what this was. So Jason went in and picked it up, and you guys, it was so sweet. Now, I am humbled by the fact that Jackie sent this to me. I had made a comment on a video a little while back that sometimes there's things I would find on Temu that I thought were really beautiful, but I just couldn't bring myself to spend the money on myself in that way, even though it was a really beautiful thing. And I was talking about ceramic bowls because I think it was a swap between Hey Everybody and This That and Everything Else. I don't know if that's her channel's name, but she just hit 10,000 subscribers, so congrats to her. But I saw these bowls on one of those swaps, and I was like, those are so pretty. And I love that kind of stuff, but in my current life, I don't buy a lot of that stuff, I guess. And so Jackie kind of messaged on that video, like, well, what, like, give me an example of what you're talking about. So I just sent her a link of kind of what I was talking about. And I don't know if she ordered that exact item or just something like it, but she sent them to me, and it was so sweet. Thank you so much, Jackie. So let me show you. Now, it came in this cute box, you guys, and the other side has got our addresses and stuff. Well, it's got her address. It's got my post office box, but I don't want to show her address. But it came in this, and you guys, the box is awesome. Now, it did have a kind of a little bit of a tear here, and one of them is broken, but it wasn't one over here by this spot. I think it's maybe up here. But the other 5, because it was a pack of 6 or a set of 6, the other 5 look marvelous. So I was going to hold this up and show it, but I don't want them to fall out and break. But I'll show you the broken one just because it's still really, really pretty. So there are, I think, like, I could probably glue it together, but I think that there is a little part still missing. So I will probably go to Pinterest and find some crafty things that you can still do with this kind of thing. But you guys, it's beautiful, even though this poor one got broken, but beautiful. And yeah, I just can't say thank you enough. And Jackie's not the first person that's got, I mean, you guys have sent me cards and gift cards, and you've just been really generous and sweet with me, and I definitely don't deserve it, so thank you. And I also don't mean to solicit gifts, right? Now I will take your junk. If you've got junk that you're just gonna well, see, that's not even fair, because then you'd be spending the postage, so never mind. I was gonna say, I'll take your junk if you're looking to get rid of like old magazines or old books or something, but no, that would be expensive to ship. So yeah, I'm not ever trying to solicit You guys see the stuff that I buy on here. It's not like I'm hurting for money, but isn't that beautiful? Now, I think there were two, yeah, there's two of this design. So here is, right, those are the same, right? Yeah. So two of that design. And this is what they look like on the outside. So really pretty, really pretty. Now the one that is broken, I think that was the only one of that particular design, because there's a couple in here that had, there are two that had the same design, and then there were two that were different. I thought I heard like a piece of something, so I was gonna see if it was for the other one. Okay, then hold on, I'm trying to get the other one that there were two of. Okay, there were two of this one. Look how beautiful that is. Okay, so I did pottery in 8th grade art class, and I don't know how they do this. Like, do they take clay and literally paint it on here and then glaze it? Because it's not, they haven't pieced together different colors of clay. So I guess they would, like you could go, I guess, to a painting spot, right? Where you can go and paint unglazed pottery and then they'll glaze it for you there. We did that with the kids one time. So that's probably it. But yeah, that's gorgeous. And then the other design is this one. And that is super pretty too. It's like an Aztec-y kind of feel to it. I love it. So thank you, Jackie. That was unexpected and unnecessary, but so appreciated. So thank you. And then to Kelly, who was supporting me by buying things from my Etsy shop, and then her poor purchase has been out in Post Officeville since the 22nd. I looked, she mentioned to me today that she still hadn't gotten it. She wasn't worried about it because she was really just ordering to support me and the channel and stuff. And so then I went and looked on, tracking, because it was not, luckily, one that was designed to just mail with a stamp. It actually had a tracking thing. And yeah, it's not moved anywhere since the 22nd. That's a week ago. Come on, Post Office. And it doesn't even say really where it's at. So it got from Florissant to St. Louis, but then who knows? So I hope that resolves. But I think those come with insurance. So if for some reason it gets lost, I can claim the insurance and then get her refunded. So, okay, well, let's get on to Temu. And I gotta say, you guys, so I get comments about how boring I am. And I have no argument for that, but it's depressing sometimes because I don't know why grown adults feel the need to tell people that they're boring. Like, didn't we graduate from that, after grade school? Well, no, we were still doing that kind of crap all the way through high school. But really, after high school, haven't we kind of moved on from that? And didn't our moms tell us, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all? But of course, some people didn't learn that lesson, and so they still feel the need to say those kind of things. And so it gets depressing sometimes. So I will say that that is by far a minority of comments that I get, even though they do hurt my feelings. But I'm human, right? Even though I know I'm not super exciting or whatever, I fit a niche that some of you do like. And you would think that if somebody was watching, if you're watching this channel right now for the first time and you think it sucks, please just move on and find yourself something that makes you happy. But anyway, so luckily there's more of you that are positive, that make those moments a little less stingy. So anyway, all right, on with the show. We've been babbling for 15 minutes now. So all of these things, I believe, are in a single Temu order. My last regular Temu order, I think. I might have a couple more things coming. Instant savings, $40 off on orders of $100 or more with qualifying spending amount. Yeah. See, I don't even know what to believe from them anymore. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Okay. Ends in 4 hours. Well, if it doesn't take me 4 hours to do this haul, then maybe I'll check that out. Okay, yeah, I want to get out of that. Let me go over to my orders. Yep, all of my stuff has been delivered. So, all right, it is what it is. And there's I don't even think there's a lot of things in this bag, but that's okay. So this first item is yet another storage container. This time it's kind of got a graduated sides, but it's got smaller compartments. So I was thinking of it to store, well, smaller things that I sell or things that I want to put for giveaways to people that I try to do. Okay, I'm not religious about this, but I try to, with the majority of sales that come through, I try to put some kind of free item in with their purchase. So this, I feel like, would be a great place for me to corral those things, kind of make up little givey packets and put them in here, and then I can just, I know there's this whole frame of thought that buying storage containers is not the way to fix your organization problems, and I'm looking for a bag that I can use for trash. But I guess I don't agree with that because I keep buying storage containers. So yeah, so I'm trying to, well, you can't tell. You can't tell by looking at anything in my life that I'm attempting to be organized, okay? Because got a bunch of stuff. I had an auction on Sunday. I have a bunch of stuff that's sitting here that didn't sell, and it's just a mess. But I did kind of get some stuff cleaned up over here because I finally got my, like, this pink thing is my label printer for my business, and this thing holds the labels, the thermal printer, and it's sitting on top of my regular printer. So I finally got some of that. I finally got it set up so that I can fulfill my orders down here at my work desk, but there's still a bunch of junk over here that is normally over here. So yeah, so I don't know, one step at a time. This will help me get some stuff organized, because yeah, I hate when somebody orders something and I can't find it, because then I'm always afraid that I'm going to have to do a refund, which I don't know how to do. And also, I hate the idea of selling something that I can't find, because I don't want people to think, if they buy something from me, that I'm like a flake, which, even though I probably am, I try to be really organized with that. I mean, I assign SKUs to my things to make them easier to find. That's how anal I am. But you guys don't know that because we haven't gotten to that part in our thrifting to treasure, trash to treasure thing. So life happens, and I haven't been getting the chance to work on that stuff. I don't know what else to say, but yeah. So, oh, here I'm like, Okay, now you guys are gonna have to tell me. So being that most of the stuff I got from overseas, is there any value in me telling you the prices? Because unless you can find it local warehouse, you're probably not gonna want it. So I don't know. I don't know what the value is. Well, that item was sold out anyway, but I paid $4.16 for it. Next, I love when it comes wrapped like this because I reuse these things. I think I've said that before. And I've got those labels that I put on things saying, thank you, or don't judge a box by its cover. We thoughtfully reuse our packing supplies. So yeah, this will get reused. But oh, these are really pretty. Okay, so you guys know I love flowers. Flowers and birds. Oh my gosh. Thursday's video, if I get the chance to film it, is for Thrifty. I've always watched TikTok and stuff, but more people in our world are talking about it now. And I found or learned over the weekend about flow books, which if you've not heard of them, they are like big books full of ephemera, paper, all kinds of stuff for crafting. And I think that the big book, it's like got 300 pages worth of stuff. The big book, I think, comes out twice a year. So it is long gone because it's a European based product magazine. But one of the special editions I was able to find at Barnes and Noble. But when we found that, then I also came to find Daphne's Diary. And you guys may have known about Daphne's Diary for years, but it's like a magazine that's chock full of crafty bits too. And there's a sticker book, there's diaries that I think come out 8 times a year. And it will be cheaper for me to actually get a subscription than to buy it in Barnes & Noble because Barnes & Noble is expensive. But there's like a coloring book. There's all these things. So I'm going to be showing that on Thursday, those things that I found. Just because I think they're so cool. Hey, you guys, I can't keep up the spending. I need to do some selling. My auction, see, I'm just surrounded by piles that are constantly falling over. And I do not have the luxury. I have seen some TikTok videos where people run their resale business from their storage unit, which I don't know if I could, I don't know legally, I don't know how they do that really, because that seems like a fire hazard or whatnot, but they may work out arrangements, and I don't think I would feel safe doing that in mine, for one thing. But yeah, I'm like, well, my storage unit's probably the cleanest place I own right now. So yeah, that just tells you how things are going, right? So anyway, why did I get talking about that? Oh, because I was talking about all these things I keep buying. I keep buying stuff from thrift stores and stuff. It's almost like once I knew things were going to be getting bad with Temu, well, let's just go spend all the money somewhere else. Even though I had less money to spend because Temu wasn't giving me any money. It makes no sense. Make it make sense. So these are cards. They are, I'm assuming, blank on the inside, yeah. But I just thought, I love illustrated flowers. Okay, so we've got, do we only have 2 designs? No, there's at least 3. What is going on here? Was this a random collection of cards? Okay, there's 3 like this. 3 like this. two like this, and then the prettiest one is like this. These are like those, and maybe were taken from those antique plant diagram. What are those called? You know, where it's got a bunch of different, or it was like taken from a book plate. But you guys know what I'm talking about, where like there'd be a whole page of different kinds of mushrooms, a whole page of different kinds of frogs. So I feel like these are kind of from that. Oh, so you get 3 of each design. These were on the back of the pile. So, okay, so 4 different designs. So yeah, but this one is my favorite because it shows everything, including the roots. But yeah, I also, while I was at Barnes & Noble, just happened to be walking through the middle of the store, and there was a little display. Amy Tan from the Joy Luck Club, the person that wrote that, she put out a bird book, and it is Edith Holden-esque. It has a ton of her diary pages that are illustrated, and couldn't tell what the price was because it wasn't an unusual place, so I bought it. $35, you guys. I don't buy brand new books. I buy used books and then try to either sell them as is or tear them apart. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna have to be like bequeathed to one of my grandchildren because it's $35 is a lot for a book. All right, those cards. Oh, I'm just thinking about the things I can't get now. Okay, those cards, it was a 24-piece set, so 12 cards, 12 envelopes for $3.22, and it's sold out. I wonder if all my stuff's going to be sold out. Is that just what they're doing now? Okay, this is peculiar. This doesn't have, okay, these are pimple patches. It doesn't have those things have like hydrocolloidal juju in them. If this doesn't say anything about that. So I've already used one of these. So am I just putting round stickers on my face? Is there any, because I again broke out with a bunch of acne rosacea. Luckily, yesterday in the mail, I did get the special formulated cream that the dermatologist ordered for me that's got ivermectin, metronidazole, and some kind of lloyd acid kind of thing. But anyway, I don't know, when I put that stuff on, it feels like suntan lotion, and suntan lotion just makes me think acne's coming even stronger. But yeah, so I was breaking out all over, so I slept in a couple of those, and they just kind of felt gooey when I took them off the next day. So now I'm kind of thinking that perhaps they're just stickers. And I'm just putting Chinese stickers on my face. Okay, well, what does it say? It says invisible transparent facial stickers. Round reusable face stickers, high adhesion, no residue makeup patches for pore minimizing, blemish cover, and daily skincare. Well, I guess this one doesn't say that it's got the special juju stuff in it to help. So I guess that's my bad. It's sold out like everything else. So I guess I should have paid more attention. I've ordered pimple patches from Temu before that do work, or at least the kids really like them. So I guess I should have just tried to reorder one of those. And I paid $1.66. All right, next we've got some more scrapbook paper, 4x6. I love these old vintagey fashion designs. You get, I think, 2 sheets of each. And these are from the 50s, right? I don't know. I just really like these. So you get a bunch of pages, and then you get 2 sheets of 18 different stickers that coordinate. So I just love those packs, but I guess this may be the, I don't know if I could find these local warehouse. And how does something become local warehouse? Because it's still from China, right? It's just, is it somebody's already bought a bunch of it and is reselling it? Is that what it is? Like, I don't understand, I guess. But that paper, you get 60 pieces of paper and 36 stickers. I paid $3.37, got 2 price adjustments. That one was called Magazine Old Newspaper, which seems a little odd. It's sold out. Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to think everything that you used to be able to get across the sea is sold out. Okay, this is vintage plant stamps. It's in a more decorative package. So yeah, I need to find some good local warehouses that still have a variety of things. Not just if I want a pair of tennis shoes, they just have only tennis shoes. Okay, so these are like apothecary labels for herbs. So I really like that. I won't swear that they're all spelled correctly, but you get a nice amount of those. No, it doesn't say how many were in there on that package. I paid $1.24. There were 27 stickers in there, kind of a random number. I did get a price adjustment and it's sold out. I am going to be doing a whatnot auction for my diamond paintings. I put those last 2 diamond paintings that I bought from Temu, I put in my auction on Sunday and one of them sold, but it wasn't a diamond painting show. I just happened to have a diamond painting in my ephemera show. So I think if I do an actual diamond painting show auction, that it'll work out better. And now my Temu ones are going to be a pretty good deal because the diamond paintings, if you've noticed, have almost doubled in price on Temu. So yeah, so mine are going to be looking pretty good if I can ever get my act together and sell them. All right. This, I'm glad I got all of my, okay, so I'm wearing my limited edition 1975 t-shirt today. It was the one that had a different neckline, but it's turned out to be okay. It slopes on me just like everything else does. And I'm wearing my pear eyewear, which matches pretty good. Oh, I did get 5 new toppers that maybe if I remember, I'll show you guys on Thursday. But I have, if you click on my Linktree link in the description below, you can get to my referral code for pear. I'm not sponsored. I do also have a referral code for Temu. Well, it's not a referral code. It's actually a discount code for Temu eyeglasses for 50% off of your order. And that one I would get a commission on that. So, and then I went back to gel polish. I had a few nails, dip nails pop off, and for the sake of time, so in this hand, these two are gel, and on this hand, these two are gel. So it's been a long time since I've done gel, because when I started doing Temu's dip powders, I just fell in love with them. But I apparently put a lot of stress on my nails, either when I'm picking things up and carrying them, that the powder the acrylic powder cracks, and then it's easy for the whole polish to just fall off. So that's a negative, but it does less damage to my nail, because when it cracks and falls off, there's not parts of it still stuck to my nail. It just literally falls off. And with gel, it does adhere to your actual nail a lot better. So if you're like me, who likes to peel, gel's not so great. But anyway, so I went back to gel. I got a bunch of these from Temu a while back, and I hadn't used them, but I made the mistake, well, not the mistake, but I was using these from Temu as my base and top coat, and forgetting that I have a no wipe top coat that I should have used. So they feel a little sticky, even though they're fully cured. So I think I need to get, what is it, rubbing alcohol to wipe it down with, so it's not sticky. I mean, it's not sticky, but it's not sticky either. So anyway, that was a little digression. So I am glad, though, that I got all of my 1975 stuff before the tariff thing happened. And this may be the last thing that I ordered for myself for it. Making the world a better place since 1975. Maybe this should be my... And the other side, 50 and Fabulous. So, and this one is a decent size for someone like me who doesn't like to drink very much. I think it's probably a 20 ounce. And it came with 2 straws, a bent straw, a straight straw, and then a straw cleaner. So that's unusual. So, and then it's got on the lid, you can close that. You can drink out of it like that, or you can put a straw in here too if you wanted, as long as you weren't creating a vacuum kind of situation. So yeah, so that is nice. And I'm glad they're metal straws, because I'm always so nervous about the glass straws. I prefer glass, but because sometimes I can taste the metal, so to speak, which you don't get with glass. But and glass ones are clear, so you can tell if they're clean or not. I've had some bad experiences with straws you can't see through. Ugh. Okay, so anyway, that tumbler, it was a 20-ounce tumbler. I paid $7.86, and it's sold out. But they do have that one in local warehouse. So I'm starting to think that linking this order is not really going to help anybody, because every cotton picking thing is still out, or has been out of stock. But I will say they just said sold out. They didn't say discontinued. So I guess there's that. And I need to save this for last because this I did splurge on myself after watching Hey Everybody. I did splurge on myself. Okay, next is a shirt. This is a, can you hear it? So it's nylon, I guess you would say. And it's a tank top. Well, I don't know. What do you call this a tank top? I do because I still have to wear a sweater over it. But it's got a pretty ruffled neckline. And it's got a bead in the back with a tiny little elastic to put it in. And pretty vibrant flowers that continue on the back, but there is a seam down the center of the back, although it's really not that noticeable. It's easier to tell right here because that flower gets cut off, but it kind of, I mean, you can kind of tell there, but it kind of blends in pretty decently since it's such a wild variety of flowers. So, and it's got a white core. So yeah, it looks like it definitely needs to be hung up right after you get it out of the dryer. But let's see what it even says for care instructions. It is 100% polyester. They do say to wash it inside out. Line dry in the shade. Well, it'll get air dried. So yeah, so I thought that was cute. Now here's the problem that I've been having. Because I have ordered almost exclusively plus size clothing from Temu, I'm having a really hard time getting Temu to show me anything that is not plus size because I don't need plus size now. And so even if I look up women's and I don't pick women's plus size, I just pick women's, it's still showing me plus size. So I don't know how to get to see all the cool things that I could never buy before because I was too heavy. So I don't know. I really want to see some of, I mean, I'm at the top end of the women's thing still. I mean, I'm not skinny by any means, but I want to be able to see, because unfortunately, there are some clothes that they don't make for plus size that are really cute. So this one I paid $8.86, got 2 price adjustments. It is sold out, but it was at least on, it was one that I kept finding in the plus size, but it only went down to 1XL, and if I'm on the plus size, I need a 0XL, and there's not very many of them that do that. So luckily I finally did find one in the women's side, but I guess they don't want me to see those things. All right, this next one is a clear stamp set to make my own Scrabble letters or just numbers or borders. These are all individual stamps, so you can do one at a time. And it comes with a die cut. So after you stamp them, you can cut them out if you have a die cutting machine. I have an old one that I found at a Goodwill for $8 that I use, but you could spend a lot of money on those. But yeah, so there's 2 different die cut options for that. So Temu was a good source for craft supplies. Hopefully the local warehouses come through with that stuff too. I paid $2.69, and I know Dollar Tree is now starting to carry some stamps, but not a big variety of them. So $2.69 is a really good price, especially considering you get the die cut with it. And it's sold out. I guess I haven't noticed on the other people's hauls that I've watched them saying that everything is sold out, that they've maybe still got from before. Okay, I think, yeah, okay, we've got 3 things left. I did remember the nostalgic TV trivia game, so I will do it. But first we've got a gold filigree ring. It looks really small, but I got a size 6. That wasn't very bright. Size 6 is what I wear on my wedding ring finger now, but this one seems pretty small. But anyway, my original wedding ring that I had when Jason and I got married, he had a promise ring already that I really liked. It was gold with kind of silver scroll on it. So we got a matching one for me, and that was my original wedding ring. But then I gained weight and couldn't wear it anymore. And honestly, I don't even know where it's at. I didn't have to have it cut off, so that's a good thing. So someday when I find it, I'll probably be able to wear it again. But yeah, so I got this one thinking I've gotten a gold ring from them before that I was trying to kind of replicate that, and it just didn't, I didn't like it very much, so I thought I'd try this one. This one's prettier to me, and maybe it's because it's actually cut out instead of, it's actually filigreed instead of just scroll designs on the gold. It is a little bit on the yellower side, but I know some of you have said, you know, that it's more gold the yellower it is. So this one's not terrible. And it fits. So yeah, that one's not terrible. I probably could wear this for a while. The other thing about this Temu thing is now if there are things that I really love, like this is my absolute favorite fake wedding ring from Temu. And I do have one more of these that I haven't worn yet, but I'm really going to have to make sure that I gel polish them before I wear the last one. This one has taken a long, like it's still not coming off, like the plating or whatever. So this one has actually lasted a really long time, surprisingly, because I wear it all day, every day, doing everything I do. So yeah, I do like this one. So, all right. And I'm going to bet it's sold out, but let's just see. I paid $1.53 and got one price adjustment, and it's sold out, but there are several other places that have it, but just to compare, so I paid $1.53 free shipping. These other places, it's $4.24 local warehouse plus $2.99. So is it worth $8? No. Well, I don't know. Maybe you'd say it is. But yeah, how do you make that jump, right? That's such a big jump. Okay, this next item is a double-ended foundation brush that I paid 78 cents for, and I'm just gonna look, it's sold out too. But on TikTok, let's blame everything on TikTok, you see all these women putting on their foundation with brushes. And I've been using my mushroom sponge for, well, ever since I first got the foundation that I like off of Temu. It came with a mushroom brush, and that's what sponge, and that's what I've been using. But so many people use brushes, and I have a decent brush probably that I got because I did Il Maquillage, right? It's Il Maquillage. It's not just maquillage, is it? It's Il Maquillage, you know, the one that it matches your face exactly. And it really does, but it's too thick for me. So I got a brush with that, but I don't know. I guess I'm wanting there to be something that makes my face look better. And so I guess I'm thinking that it's going to be this brush. This brush is going to cure all of my problems, because if I use a brush to put on my foundation, that will somehow miraculously make it more coverable, or the coverage better. And I know some of you are like, I don't use a sponge, I don't use a brush, I use my hands. And I don't know. I that's never worked for, well, I probably did that in high school maybe. But I don't know, when you have such terrible skin, you're just always looking for something that will fix everything. But this is seems to be a nice quality brush for under $1. And you've got this kind of, I don't know what they're called, but I'll say it's a little bit more of a tapered brush to get into the crevices maybe, and then you've got a flat brush. So we'll see. We'll see if this works any better. I'm also disappointed because one of the things I was going to get from Temu was the Bloom, I'm going to call it a Bloom cream container that you could put your own makeup skincare solution in, and then you push it down like the things that they oftentimes have nail polish remover in. You could push it down and then your stuff would come up. Well, I got one of those and I put my Watermelon Glow sleeping mask in it because the new recipe for that is a little bit thinner than the original recipe, and it works great. And so then I started to think, would this work for things that are a little bit thicker? Not beady, like I know you can seize up a pump with things that have like popping beads in them, but I started to think, well, what if I could put okay, I have CeraVe tinted moisture sunscreen. What if I could put that in this pump thing and then use it with a brush over, like, would that solve all my problems? And probably not, I don't know, but that's what I was thinking. Okay, are we ready for the grand finale? So this, Erin hauled this on her channel and I thought it was beautiful. Okay, now I won't use it for its intended purpose, which is sake. But I would easily think to use it for lemonade. Now I will be disappointed if it's broken, being that I wonder how are returns supposed to work now? Has anybody tried returning something that wasn't local warehouse? Now that the tariffs are in, like, is that still free returns, or did that just immediately stop? I still have some stuff I need to return, Temu. Oh, I thought that was, we've had bad weather in the area today, and that was my AccuWeather alert. I thought it was getting ready to say there was more bad weather, but it didn't. All right. It really is beautiful. Okay, so if you didn't already see it on Hey Everybody, which I imagine you did, everybody watches her channel, right? It's got 4 of these. These are glass, hand-painted sake cups. A little bit frosted halfway down the cup, but it's got your Japanese cherry blossoms, and it's beautiful. was going to say, you know, I could use this for tea, but I don't think that this would be, I don't think you wouldn't want to use this for hot tea because there's no protection for your fingers. All right. So, okay, let's look at two of them compared to each other. Yeah, so they're a little bit different. So definitely hand painted for sure. And then the last one looks like that. And it's frosted up more. It's almost completely frosted. So I don't know what determines that. The other three are pretty much half and half. And then comes with a corkscrew to go in your decanter, which is again partly frosted, partly not. And I forgot what this is called. I'm assuming it's here to make it easier to hold and pour. I used to know, because I used to collect kind of glassware. But yeah, so that's really pretty. And then the idea is you would fill this, look at the kind of scallopy edges. You would fill this with ice, and then you would put this inside it with the cork. Well, that cork fits awfully well, but it just comes right back out. So, which is probably the point, because this is just a temporary for looks kind of thing. So I love it. So I guess, you know, that's a good way to end my relationship. Well, I'm not ending my relationship with Temu, but it'll never be the same as it was when it first began. All right, so I hope you enjoyed seeing those variety of items, and let's finish out with some nostalgic TV trivia. And then I will take a look. I need to be better. I keep saying I'm going to create it. Oh, I don't tell you this, but I keep thinking I'm going to create an end card to thank all of my members, and I never do. What network broadcast Schoolhouse Rock? What does Jonathan Steed of the Avengers carry with him? What mild-mannered newspaper reporter was also known as Superman? Who portrayed Judge Walter Franklin on The Tony Randall Show? Who was the orchestra leader on The Ed Sullivan Show? What was the name of Dick Powell's last TV series? Who portrayed Joseph Rocky Rockford on The Rockford Files? Who were the dancers on Jackie Gleason's show? Wow, so there's a lot of variety show kind of themes on here. Okay, what network broadcasts Schoolhouse Rock? I want to say ABC. My thought is it's either ABC or NBC. I'm probably going to pick wrong and go with ABC. Watch it be CBS. It's got to be one of the major networks, right? This was 1984. These cards are 1984. And so it's got to be one of the major networks. So I'm going to say ABC. Sounds like I had a guess. What does Jonathan Steed of the Avengers carry with him? Was Emma Peel the other Avenger, or was that the actress's name? Jonathan Steed carry with him. Well, I want to say a gun, but maybe it's a lasso, or this wasn't a sci-fi thing, right? I mean, it was It's not like the Avengers from Marvel, is it? Like an old version of that? Shoot. Maybe it's a pen. Like something silly. I'm just going to say a gun. I mean, I don't know. What mild-mannered newspaper reporter was also known as Superman? Clark Kent. I think that we probably all knew that one. Who portrayed Judge Walker or Walter Franklin on the Tony Randall Show? Well, I didn't realize Tony Randall had a show. He was one of the Odd Couple. He was on all those movies with Doris Day and Rock Hudson. He had a kid at like 86 years old in real life. I don't even know who was on his show. Like, I don't even know who to... Did he play all the characters himself? Because we've seen that before. So I guess I'm just going to say Tony Randall because I don't know who else to say. Who was the orchestra leader on the Ed Sullivan Show? I have no idea. It's probably somebody famous, but I can't recall anybody ever talking about the orchestra. It was always the guests that he had on the show. So I don't even... Well, let's see. Can I think of somebody? Like Doc... What was the guy's name? Doc Severinsen? What if it was somebody like that? Like somebody that later on was either like on Letterman or something. Well, no, Letterman had the... He wasn't blind. Was he blind? This is terrible. What did I say? Doc Severinsen? I don't know. Like, I don't know. It could have been Glenn Miller, although Glenn Miller was probably already dead. But I feel like it's got to be somebody like that. So, I don't know. What was the name of Dick Powell's last TV series? Well, he was the Thin Man, right? He and his wife did the Thin Man movies, which I think did become a TV series, but I don't know if it starred them, but I'm going to say the Thin Man. Who portrayed Joseph Rocky Rockford on the Rockford Files? Well, I'm going to assume they're talking about James Garner. I mean, if it... Yeah, because it's... Oh, well, shoot. Could this be his dad? Wasn't his dad on the show? I'm going to say James Garner just because I don't know anybody else that was on the show. Who were the dancers on Jackie Gleason's show? The Rockettes? Radio City Dancers? I can't think of any other famous dance troupes. I don't know. So that's the Rockettes is the only thing I can think of. Okay, the answers. How did you do? What network broadcasts Schoolhouse Rock? It was ABC. Yay. What does Jonathan Steed of the Avengers carry with him? Did you say an umbrella? If you did, you'd be right. I would have never guessed an umbrella. What mild-mannered newspaper reporter was also known as Superman? Clark Kent. Who portrayed Judge Walter Franklin on the Tony Randall Show? It was Tony Randall. Now, does that mean he played all the parts on his own show? How long? That show couldn't have been on for very long, but it was Tony Randall. Who was the orchestra leader on the Ed Sullivan Show? Ray Block. What was the name of Dick Powell's last TV series? Oh, the Dick Powell Show. Well, maybe he wasn't the Thin Man after all. The Dick Powell Show. We'll see. Okay. Note to self. Whenever you don't know what kind of show, just assume they had their own show and it was named after them. Who portrayed Joseph Rocky Rockford on the Rockford Files? Oh, dang it. Noah Beery. Was that his dad? Ugh. Oh, it was Jim Rockford, wasn't it? Jim Rockford was James Garner. Jim. Maybe that'll help me remember that next time. All right, who were the dancers on Jackie Gleason's show? The June Taylor Dancers. All right, I got ABC, Clark Kent, Tony Randall. So I got 3 out of 8. That's about typical for me. So hope you did better. Let me know in the comments below. And I just want to take another moment to say thank you so much for all of your support and watching. And please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done that already. And let me go in. I have such trouble finding this, but let me go in so I can thank my members. Okay. I need to, this is sad. I need to write down, when I finally find it, I need to write it down how I got to it. Because, oh, when someone, KT upgraded and I haven't even commented, I'm sorry. I'm a terrible host. All right, can I see it here? No. You guys, I don't know why they make this so hard to see. Oh, let me go back. Okay, this gets me. I need to, can I bookmark this? Like, how do I do that? All right, we've got KT as an attempted murder of crows. Julily, murder of crows. Julily, I still need your address. For the people that are at the murder of crows level, I mail them a free gift. So if you already gave me your email address, I've missed it. So please send me an email so that I can get you your free gift. Favorites with Laura, conspiracy. Mary, attempted murder of crows. Darlene, attempted murder of crows. Hey, everybody, attempted murder of crows. And Pam, conspiracy. Thank you so much, you guys. And for those of you, I know that being a member is not everybody's cup of tea. It's not in everybody's budget. I appreciate the views. I appreciate you watching, and it doesn't cost anything to subscribe or to comment. So thank you for doing that. I know your time is valuable and you could choose to spend it in so many different ways. So I feel very honored that you've chosen to spend some time with me today. And I hope that things in your neck of the woods are going great. So wherever you are, whenever you are, I hope you're having a great day. And until we meet again, take care of yourself. Bye.